Hello everyone! I moved to Seattle a week ago and I thought it would be fun to make this video talking about what it's been like so far, and then maybe I can compare it to how I feel after I've been living here for like a month and then after a year and all that. That'd be cool, right? So yeah, I just want to jump right into it. For anyone who doesn't know, I moved from Salt Lake City to Seattle, like I said. So Seattle is a much bigger city than Salt Lake, and that was part of the reason of why I wanted to live here. So I moved right into Belltown, like just right, kind of right by the downtown area, with all the skyscrapers. So that's pretty neat. Um, oh, here's Junior jumping up on the desk. Yeah, I got a nice studio apartment here. As you can see, it's really cool. I love it. And I haven't started my job yet, so some of this I can't talk about, like what work culture and all that kind of shit is. But so far, I am really loving it. So I wrote down a couple of different bullet points. The first that I wanted to touch on is the people, because there's like the Seattle freeze or whatever, and like I guess Seattle has a reputation for being like a super socially cold city, and the people are rude and no one wants to talk to you, and that has not been the case at all. I think actually, I mean, I've got an axe to grind against Utah, and I don't think that anybody is surprised by that. Ew, what is in my coffee? Sick. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what that was. I don't want to drink this anymore. Okay, anyway, so no coffee, I guess. Yeah, that has not been my experience with the people so far. I actually feel like, in my very biased opinion, the people here have been a lot nicer than in Salt Lake. I think that Salt Lake, there's a certain false niceness, and the people here seem more real, I guess. There are a lot of like quirky people here, and I have found that people are happy to have a conversation with you if you initiate. And I've actually had strangers initiate conversations with me. So yeah, I haven't experienced like rudeness hardly at all. There's been some, of course, but I think for the most part, the people here are actually super cool, and they've been really welcoming and friendly. The other thing is like public transit. So I sold my car when I moved here, and Junior, get out of the way. So I have two bikes. I've got an electric bike, and then I've got like a folding Brompton, and both of those are in my nice walk-in closet back there. Fuck off. And so because I don't drive, public transportation is very important to me. So I have not had a problem not having a car so far. Like I said, I'm living very central. So I live very near like the Link station, the light rail, I'm sure there are bus stops. I see a ton of buses around, but I haven't gone on a bus yet because I haven't needed to. I'm able to get anywhere I need to be on my bike. My awesome folding Brompton bike is super convenient, so I can take that on the train, and I can take it into shops with me, and it's not an issue. And yeah, I'm right near like a lot of restaurants and bars and cafes and all that kind of stuff. So I think that the public transit here seems pretty cool. I'm actually kind of the job that I got, I'm going to be working in SoDo, which is south of downtown. And I didn't know this when I accepted the job, but I guess SoDo is a little bit of a hellscape to like ride through. It's a little scary, I must admit. So if anyone has any tips on how to best navigate getting to like the middle of SoDo on bike, that'd be really cool. But yeah, I've been taking like the Link, which is, like I said, a couple blocks away from where I'm living. Take that down to SoDo, and that spits me out like a mile outside of where I'm working. So that's kind of scary. But apart from that, I have really liked the biking infrastructure here. There are a lot of protected bike lanes and there are some bike paths. And there haven't been very many situations yet where I've felt like particularly unsafe. And that's another thing that I've heard about with cycling in Seattle. I always heard that it's super dangerous and really bad. And I'm just gonna have to get more experience with that. But again, comparing to Salt Lake, where there's like no cycling infrastructure at all, I feel really spoiled here actually so far. And I am used to, like when I lived in the UK, I never had a car, so I always just commuted by bike there. So I'm pretty accustomed to like commuting in cities with bicycles. And you just got to be careful, and like I hope that I can get more acclimated to it and all that, but for the most part so far I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that sort of thing. And I really haven't needed a car, so that's awesome. That's saving me a ton of money. The other thing is food. When I visited Seattle for the first time a couple years ago, I was just in love with everything, but I loved the food. And each time that I visited, I just loved the food, and it's really good. I've only eaten at one place that has been gross, and that place was gross. Like, it wasn't good. But everything else has been amazing. Coffee here is so good. Even shitty coffee is really good. But I really love coffee, and there's coffee everywhere, and I love that. This isn't really a food item, but cannabis as well. I'm a bit of a pothead, and I love having it be legal. I live a block away from a dispensary. I can literally see it from my window, and that is super cool. I guess you can eat weed, so I guess we can classify as that. But consumption is really cool here, and there's a lot of good, like, I guess IPAs are a big thing here, and I love IPAs, so that's cool. And there's just a lot of like cool beer. I love it. I love all of the stuff that I'm able to fit into my face here. That's really cool. Another thing is the weather. So it's been cold as fuck here, and it's like, I think if you're looking just at temperature, it's colder in Salt Lake. And I don't know. It hasn't been very mild here in the last week that I've been here. It's been really windy, and it's like, I think it's just the added humidity that makes it feel colder here than what I'm used to, but it's cold here. It feels a lot colder than Salt Lake to me, to be honest, even though if I look on my phone, it's like every day that I've been here, Salt Lake has been like 10 degrees colder. But yeah, it's like really cold here, but the temperature and the weather changes super fast. So anyone who is like from Seattle or lives in Seattle, I would love to hear if that's what it is like year round, or if this is just a time of year where it's particularly volatile. But it hasn't been terrible. Like, I've got jackets, I got cute hoodies, I got coats, I got gloves. I'm like all set. I got pants with holes in the knees, so ow, God, I'm getting so old. Like, I just hurt my neck right there in real time. You saw it. I didn't even do anything. So the weather is fine. I hear that, and I've been here, I visited in the summers, but I hear that the summers are just incredible here. It really hurt. So I'm excited for that. What else did I want to talk about? I think that that's pretty much everything so far. I really wanted, when I decided to move here, I really wanted to find a good apartment in an exciting neighborhood. And Belltown, yeah, it's really exciting. I'm like a 10-minute walk away from the Needle, like a 10-minute walk from the public market. Um, a few blocks away from the light rail, a block away from the dispensary with like cafes and bakeries and restaurants all just everywhere. And I just love getting on my bike, unfolding it, getting on there and riding in the bike lanes and just exploring stuff. It's been really awesome. And I was actually expecting to miss Salt Lake City a lot, and I don't. I miss my friends and I miss my family and I miss like theater there, but I'm totally like I'm good. I'm totally happy here so far. It has been an adventure, and I think that I'm going to continue to really like it here. And I'm excited to kind of start working and get to know some people and make some friends and get involved with things here and learn more about like the theater community here and opportunities with that kind of stuff. But it's awesome. And the housing, again, you can see like my apartment looks nice, right? It's pretty neat. It's a studio, but it works for me and Junior here. And it is expensive, but with added cost of living, like there comes higher wages, at least in my experience, with my situation. Like I'm gonna be okay affording this, and Salt Lake City is getting so expensive too. And in my view, there's no benefit to that. There's no draw. I don't like living in Seattle. It's a vibe that I can get with, I'm really enjoying it here. I love looking out my window. I love walking around and seeing the people and hearing the music and looking at the architecture and the beautiful skies and the greenery and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like every single day that I've been here so far, there's been a moment where I've had to stop and be like, I can't believe that like I live here now. And I'm seeing like tourists walk around, like with their selfie sticks and the cameras around their necks and all that. And like, it's been really cool watching tourists wander around and be like, they have to leave soon, right? And I don't. I get to stay here. And that's really cool. It's been cool to have that kind of perspective. But yeah, I am like thriving already. I feel so healthy, like mentally. I feel so good already. It's been like an immediate improvement, and it's awesome. So I'll probably do another update in the next month where I'll have more detail, I'm sure. But yeah, this downtown Belltown area is kick-ass, and I love it. So those are my updates and my overall feelings about Seattle after my first week of living here.